And good evening, everybody, and welcome to Bryan High School. Jim Funderburg along with Chris Malenga, and it's hard to imagine, but the 2015 football season is about to get started, and we at BMU TV are here and prepared for 10 big contests on the Friday nights, Christopher.
Yes, we are, and actually we are at Bryan High School. We can say that now because it's in the distance over there.
It is, huh?
So literally we are at the future Bryan High School.
That makes it, and I'll tell you what, it is really looking nice,
yeah,
too.
I
think people that come next year and see this school up and about ready to be are really going to be impressed. They'll be impressed this year to watch the progress been made here already to this point. Business at hand, though, we have some Van Wert Cougars on the field here tonight. They're coming in here from the WBL. They're also coming in a year, Chris, that I think they expect to have some good things happen to them. Coach Keith Recker has really not been overly successful in his first 3 years. He started out 1-9 the first 2 years and then 3-7 last year. But I think, Chris, he thinks this year he's got a football team.
Yeah, he really does. They're a big group of kids. Boy, it's going to be a challenging year with Van Wert, and this game's going to be really tough for the Golden Bears. Match up very well in the size, and a ton of seniors and juniors on this team. I was looking down the roster. There aren't many ones that say sophomore behind their name.
No. This will be his first senior class, okay? This is year number 4, and he has 28 of those guys. In comparison, the Bears have 12 this year, so more than double the number of seniors. And those seniors have gone down to defeat 3 times against the Bears, including last year's game, which we were at in Van Wert, where they pretty much had control of that ball game all the way down to the end, and then we did our normal Golden Bear thing and snuck one out of the buzzer.
Yeah, it was amazing. It trailed pretty much the whole game, and, Van Wert went 3-7 last year. They beat Defiance. Everybody beat Defiance last year. Elida and Shawnee, but they've only lost 3 to graduation. 3 main players. Their center Ethan Williams, kind of key. Nick Crew, I remember that guy running all over the field last year, and Chandler Adams, the wide receiver. And those are the 3 that they lost. So,
and when you take a look at this football team, it's I guess the guys that they maintain too, Chris, as you pointed out. Colin Smith, their quarterback, a senior. Big guy, 6'2", 190 pounds. You have all their wide receivers coming back basically, except for that one young man that you just mentioned, Gutierrez, Williams, Brown, and that's an interesting spelling on the name Brown and Hardman. And then they've got this big guy, number 44, Justice Tussing, who has really been a load to deal with. Last year he averaged almost 100 yards a game. Big guy at 5'10" and about 175 pounds. Good, solid kid to put out there in that backfield, and they will run him quite a bit here tonight.
Yeah, and then in the other side of the ball, they've got all this experience, and we lost a whole bunch of experience. Brandon Dean, number 1 scorer in the league last year, number 5 rusher at over 1,000 yards. He was the number 3 passer in the league. Nate Rao, going to be sad to not see him. Derek Nisley, Gavin Saul, and Zach Dean. Zach Phillips, Ethan Retcher, Kyle Stoller, and Bronson Beck, and then 10 people on the defense as well. Azarillo, Sawyer Miller, Paris Creek, Hayden Agam, and Drew Ridgway. Those are guys who we called their name a lot over the last several years. So
and it's the end of somewhat of an era right now, because those guys from last year were the leftovers from those 2 teams before that made the state playoffs in 2 consecutive years. And the first year we didn't lose too much. The second year, then obviously that was the year that we lost a bundle, and then this year we lose what was the remainder of that team. And how many times have we seen guys like Derek Nisley and Nate Rao pick something up there at the very end of the ball game and keep a drive going with a clutch catch or a big tackle or an interception late in the ball game, and all of a sudden now those guys no longer on this football team. So a whole bunch of new faces and a whole bunch of new names here this year.
Including the head coach.
Yeah, boy, I'll tell you what, and what a character that guy is.
Yep, you had a chance to talk to him. Why don't we take our first break and check in with him and see how things are going after this on BMU TV.
We understand that at Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Our entire staff is like family to us. They are some of the most caring, thoughtful, and dedicated people in our industry. In fact, our newest members are part of my family. When the time comes for your family to say goodbye, remember our family, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, in Bryan, Sherwood, West Unity, and Hamilton.
They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athlete, this is your chance to be part of the BHS sporting community. Talk to any board member today on how easy it is to join, or contact us at 419-636-4536.
Looking for career opportunities? They're closer than you think. Northwest State has more than 70 degree and certificate programs, so you can start on the path to a rewarding career, or take your existing skills to a whole new level. Your future is knocking. What are you waiting for? Opportunities await at Northwest State Community College. Find out more at northweststate.edu.
Coach, I think everybody's going to have a lot of fun watching you on the sideline because I have a sneaking hunch that you're going to be up and down that field a little bit, and there's maybe a voice we'll hear every now and then that comes from a young guy named Coach Redhead, too.
Yeah, I might be booming a little bit. And it's got to come from here. It can't come from the voice. You got to bring it from the core.
Attaboy. Well, I think you've got the core to be able to do that with, don't you? Huh?
Yes.
Neither one of us are going to ever be associated with any kind of running back or wide receiver position.
No, I'm the biggest quarterback coach in the league. I joke about that.
Well, that's fun. Last couple questions here, Coach. Let's go back to Van Wert. What's it going to take really for our guys to be able to get a victory on Friday night?
Oh, we got to execute. That's the biggest thing. Special teams is going to be huge. We've worked them every day. I know you've been out quite a few times, and you see us working them and working them and working them. A lot of guys let that stuff go by, but that's a huge part of the game, especially for field position. So as long as we don't make a big mistake on special teams, give up a 6 on a kickoff return or a punt, we're going to be okay. As long as we execute, we got to just sharpen the sword. It's there. We just got to get sharper at what we're doing and stay consistent. We take 3 steps forwards and 1 step back on Friday. We just can't have the plays that put us behind the sticks.
Last question for you. You're not a young guy in this business necessarily, but it's the first time on the sideline for the Golden Bears. Will there be a butterfly or two in that stomach on Friday night as you get things going here?
Oh, yeah, I get excited every Friday night. You may not be able to tell. I have to stay calm for the kids, but, little hamster wheels going 100 miles an hour in my head. Just because if I don't get excited, I don't want to coach. And every Friday night, it gives me a chill. I get goosebumps. Kids used to laugh at me. I said, see, there they are. When I'm giving the pregame speech, and that's why I still do it, because I still love it.
No doubt about that. It's got to be good to start it at home too, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's always best at home week 1.
And the next 2 weeks get tough, but we'll look at those down the road. I guess past that, we'll wish you good luck on Friday night.
Thanks, sir.
And it's always great to have you. We'll be back with you every week here on BMU TV. Extra Point with Coach Grant Redhead.
Just like Bryan, Ohio is home to the ultimate football machine, Tompkinson BMW, located less than an hour away from us in Fort Wayne, Indiana, is the home of the ultimate driving machine, BMW. All teams have to rebuild, and right now Tompkinson is rebuilding their entire new car showroom to make sure all of our guests have a world-class facility to match the award-winning customer service we offer to all of our new and used car customers. Whether it's a brand new BMW, certified pre-owned, or any of the huge selection of new and used cars, trucks, and vans, we promise to give you the same dedication to a great buying experience that the Golden Bears give you every Friday night. With a very convenient location in the 1469 Auto Mall, be sure and stop by to see how easy and fun Tompkinson can make each and every purchase. Call today and speak with our great staff of certified client advisors and schedule a time to test drive any of the fine products we have to offer. The direct phone line is 260-436-9000 or shop online at tompkinsonbmw.com.
Gentlemen, welcome
Back out
Bryan.
at Golden Bear Stadium, Jim Funderburg, Chris Malenga, and it's ready to tee this one up for Van Wert and Bryan.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the guys who are still around there, Christopher. We talked about all the guys that are missing. Bears won the toss here tonight. They decided to take the ball on offense tonight. They will start with Blues Creek, the junior, 5'10", 145-pound junior who got a little bit of time in last year. David Rummel and Damon Belts will alternate at the running back spot. The wide receiver, Sam Color, there's kind of a familiar name.
Yep.
Another color in the lineup. Jacob Kuba, who actually had 7 catches last year for almost 100 yards. Colt Arthur, and then we'll see quite a bit of Jordan Armbruster at tight end and H-back. Several other guys will be coming out as the night goes on. The line will be Whitler, Beck, McCormick, Goodspeed, and Sanchez. A senior, 3 sophomores, and a junior. And the guy that's the most important is McCormick, the center here tonight. Because that's the one thing that we have seen, that if they've had a few problems. If there's been problems, there's been some problems with the snap at times. They will run what Coach likes to call a power spread. A lot of H-backs action and a lot of big guys in the backfield, as this initial kick will get into the end zone, out of the back of the end zone, and the Bears will take the football first and 10 on the 20-yard line. So a nice big kick there for Van Wert, as their kicker, Gavin Gardner. Gardner, also a guy last year, very accurate. He was 22 for 23 for extra points. Also had a couple of field goals, the long of 31. So if they need a field goal, they actually have an opportunity there. We'll set those guys up on defense here shortly, but we'll say a big shout out to a guy I wish was here right now, and that's Jason Hugg.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hugg, I tell you what, buddy, we could use you down there on that offensive line right now. Pistol, turn around, and the handoff will go to Belts, and Belts has room on the left side, and he will dive across the 25 to the 28-yard line, almost the 29. So that little play off the left tackle works for almost 9 on first down. It'll be second down and short.
Nice move by Belts to kind of wait, take that counter, and go.
Second down and 1 for the Golden Bears.
Well, you got to believe they're going to run behind Chris Whitler, their big senior, 6'5", 260 left tackle, and Travis Beck, their sophomore, 5'10", 260, another familiar name in Beck, as the Bears again go back to the pistol. Belts will be the only running back in the backfield, and they'll turn and hand the ball to Belts again, and he will be forward close to that first down. In fact, when he falls, he will fall across the 30-yard line for the first down, and it will be first and 10 Bears. So the Bears with their first down of the entire year right now on the other side of the ball here today. Linebackers for Van Wert are Feltzer, Evan Williams, Keegan Hardman, and Ryan McCracken, as they play a 3-4-3 here tonight. Or 3-5-3, actually, as they'll send that safety now into a spot where he is a linebacker. They'll turn again and hand off to Bells, and this time the Cougars ready for that one. And he'll only get about a yard on that left guard spot.
For the Golden Bears, Damon Belt.
Nose is Nolan Smith. Defensive ends tonight, Gavin Cross. And the other defensive end for these guys are Tristan Cowan. And they go big across that front, as Cowan is 6'3", 205. Goss is 6'5", 245. Smith is 6'4", 280. So the 3 guys on that down line position are big bruisers on that big front. Second down and 1 at 9 now, as the Bears got 1 on that first down. Again, to pistol look, and this time Bears will try to throw. Blues Creek rolled to his right, tried to get away from the rush, and on his way down, he actually was able to dump the ball close to a receiver to avoid the grounding and avoid the sack. So it'll be third down now and 9.
Bring up a third down and
Bears going to have to give him a little more time than that, Chris, if we're going to give Blues any chance here tonight.
Absolutely, and I think he actually had a guy that was supposed to block for him that may have blocked him around the end there.
Cruz puts Creek puts Color right in front of us right now. They've got a receiver in the slot and a receiver to the top. H back to the left side as Creek drops back, and he'll throw a little bubble screen. Belt's wide open. He's across the 40. He's closing it on midfield to the middle of the field, into Van Wert territory at the 40, down to the 35-yard line. And that little screen caught the Van Wert Cougars by surprise, and the Bears go all the way into Cougar territory with a big catch and run on a 3rd and 9 play that drives them all the way into Cougar territory, first and 10 at the 35-yard line.
33-yard pickup, if I'm right.
Going to see an awful lot of that here, as the coach likes to see what he can do when he has a situation and like that where he's got an all-out rush and he's got the opportunity now to catch those guys pinning their ears back. Trips now come to the home side, single receiver to the top. little flanker screen will go down to the flat, and the Cougars sniff that one out, and they'll knock down the receiver in the backfield.
Josh Jones.
Loss of a couple as Josh Jones, the kicker, gets knocked down by Fetzer in the backfield for a loss of about 2. Just underway as we work all the bugs and the kinks out here tonight. Good to have you with us. Bears in their purple today. Purple pants, purple tops, gold numbers with gold helmets this evening. Van Wert with the gray pants and the red stripe up the side, the white jerseys with the gray and red helmets here tonight. If you're joining us on the stream here in audio only, and if you're watching this on TV, you already know that. Belts will sweep left side. He has a little bit of room. All of a sudden, the blocking breaks down after he gets back to the original line of scrimmage. He'll get a couple yards, and then we have a late flag. And we'll have to see exactly what that is. It could help the Bears if it happens to be a face mask call. Belts went student body left. Looked like there was some room, and this will go against Van Wert. It'll be a 5-yard face mask penalty. So that, along with about the yard that he got, will set up a second down now and a long slick 6 or a short 7. 8:43 to play, opening quarter. Nobody scored. The Bears had the opening kickoff. They took it on their 20, and right now they stand on the Van Wert 31-yard line. Second down now and 7. Creek again in the backfield. Belt's the only running back with him, and he picks up the blitz. Creek's running for his life. He'll backpedal, head towards the Van Wert sideline. Now throws across the middle, almost intercepted down around the 25-yard line as Creek was trying to thread the needle through 3 defensive backs, and if there is a strength on this defense, it is the backfield, and the young man that they threw it to, Ryan Stoller, number 46, the free safety, is the young man that they talked the most about in that secondary, and he almost picked that one off.
Yeah,
that was a poorly thrown ball.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I think he had the right idea. I just think he put it to the wrong spot on the field. He had some people off to the right, might not have seen him. He went down the middle hoping to pick up somebody, but too many guys around.
Trips go to the home side, a single receiver to the top. Belts again, the only running back. He's right in front. Pistol formation, and Creek will take this one on the quarterback draw. He'll be close, but short by a yard or so. Van Wert saying the ball was on the ground. The officials don't look like they're buying it at this point in time. They're saying that it will be a 4th down situation, and the Bears will have 4th down and a couple just inside the 30 at about the 27.5, so they've got to get just about to the 25 to pick up this first down.
From the 28-yard line of Van Wert.
Picked up 4 on the play.
4th down called a long 2 or a short 3. Bears will go for it as Blues Creek came to the sideline. Coach Redhead sent him right back in with the play. They'll stack it up, put the 2 wing backs on both sides. Single running back in the backfield. Blues Creek again at quarterback. They'll hand it to Belts. He'll go to the right side, and we've got Laundry in the backfield, and I think this time it may go against the Bears. It won't matter, though, as Belts is dropped for a loss of about a yard. It will be holding against the Golden Bears. So the Bears will turn the ball back over on downs, and Van Wert will have their first opportunity. Looked like a decent drive going, Chris. They got the big screen pass there that went for 33, and then the drive stalled out with 7:23 to play in the first quarter. And as we said, this Van Wert offense, which is senior laden, was about ready to come out on the football field and see what they could do.
Yep.
Colin Smith, the quarterback's a senior, 6'2", 190. The wide receivers are Gutierrez, Williams, Brown, and Hardman. They're 2 juniors and 2 seniors. Tussing is the running back, and he will be in the backfield. It will be a pistol look again, and Van Wert shows you an awful lot of the old Bears styles. They put 2 receivers to the top, and they put 2 to the bottom. Bears jump off sides, and a very anxious Brant Hall, the Bears nose tackle, pounding himself in the head right now because he jumped offside. For the Bears tonight, the defensive end is Jacob Garza and Christian Riddle. The nose we just called, unfortunately, his name, and that's Brant Hall. Linebackers are Wagner, Harold, and Garza. Fake handoff of Smith's going to keep it. He'll go around the right corner, breaks a couple tackles, and then will step out of bounds in front of the Van Wert bench after he picks up the first down at the 40-yard line.
He picked up 12 on the play.
offensive line, listen to this one, Christopher. Nolan Smith, the left tackle, is 6'4", 280. Their left tackle, Caleb Cantrell, is 5'11", 250. Their center, Drew Myers, 6'1", 200. Their right tackle is John Average, 6'2", 310. A svelte 310. And Gavin Cross is a senior. He's 6'5", 245. You wonder if they're thinking that big offensive line is going to be able to make this big machine move. They think so. Draw plays going absolutely nowhere as the Bears jam up the middle of that big old line, and they will stuff Justin Tussing for no gain.
Nice job there by Garza and Grant Hall to wrap them up.
Defensive backs are Jake Kuba, Jake Hausch, and Chance Taylor will play quite a bit on that defensive line here tonight. Taylor with a broken hand but ready to play here tonight. Screen pass is going to go nowhere as the Bears sniff that one out. A little screen pass out to Keegan Hargan on the left flank, and the Bears all over that one. One of the first guys was out there actually was Kuba.
I was a little worried because it looked like they had 2-on-1 coverage over here, but
yeah,
it was thrown low and it got the Bryan kids able to get over there quickly and pick it up.
3rd down and 11 now.
Boy, they really look like us.
Yeah, they do. They look exactly like that. 2 wide receivers to the top, 2 wide receivers to the bottom. Short side of the field is the home side. Tussing, the only running back. He's on the left shoulder now of Smith, who's in the pistol. Snap was slow. They'll throw a little cut flanker
nice
screen, and the completion will get the ball out across the 50 as Gutierrez will cross the 50 and into Bears territory at the 48-yard line. Remember that little flanker screen.
13 yards.
Wide receiver came in, cut, and bumped off that inside flanker. Caught the ball behind the line of scrimmage and then had enough room to be able to pick up enough for the first down and progress that ball into Bear territory. So Van Wert, for their first opportunity now on the Golden Bear side of the 50, have the ball 1st down and 10 at the 5:26 mark. Smith will call his own number, and he'll get a short pickup straight up the middle. Again, the Bears right there to make some life miserable.
We'll give him a yard on the pickup.
24, David Rummel.
Rummel, the one of the linebackers in on that play, along with Devontae Royster, as Royster now actually lined up on that left end spot. In the middle, Harold playing the middle linebacker right now for the Bears. And then he has Rummel to his right, and now they flip-flop. Rummel goes to his left, and Wagner now the linebacker on the right side. Fake the ball to Bell.
Nice fake.
Smith will roll to his right. He's got Royster following him. This ball's thrown high along the sideline. Great coverage by the Golden Bears' Jake Kuba, and that one had to be thrown away. Devontae Royster was putting the pressure on Smith.
He was chasing him down, man.
And I'll
he
tell
had
you
that
what,
sniffed out the whole way.
Royster's a sophomore, but I'll tell you what, this is a young guy, Christopher, that is about 6'2" and about 210 pounds. And if he decides to get active this year, he could be a difference maker on that line of scrimmage, on that defensive end spot. He's up on the left end spot. It's now 3rd down and 9. As Smith will go back in that pistol look again. Triples on the home side, a single receiver on the top. He's going to throw this in the middle. He's got a wide open receiver. Gutierrez, and the ball thrown a little bit too high. Gutierrez could not get it to come home. He had a chance to pull that one in, Chris, and run to the end zone all by himself.
I bet he wants that one back. Wow.
Smith threw that ball pretty much where it needed to be, a little bit
right
too
on
far.
the money.
But Gutierrez was all by himself in the center of the field, and instead of being a touchdown for Van Wert, it'll be 4th down, and they'll have to kick things away. Ball on the 47-yard line. Decent snap. Kick is angled towards that right hash. It'll hit at the 15, bounce, and roll down around the 11, maybe the 12-yard line is where it'll be down, and the Bears will have the football right there.
How long a punt was that, Jim?
47-yard line down to the 12, about 35, I guess. Got to work that on that math. 47 to the 12. Yeah, there you go.
You got it.
That sounds pretty good. I'll tell you what, every now and then I even surprise myself. Christopher, how's that?
Yep, that was exactly a 3-minute drive. Isn't that scary?
Yeah, that is scary, too. I had to shake off the rust here just a little bit. Welcome you into the BMU TV tonight as we get our first game going here this evening, and the Bears and the Cougars. And this was kind of the thing that the Cougars did last year, Chris. They drove the ball. They looked like they had the opportunities, but they couldn't make the big play. So, again, Belt's the only running back in the backfield, and they'll hand it to Damian, and he will get knocked down in the backfield. Big push on the front of that line, but then the linebacker shot the gap on the top side and knocked Damon Belts down for a loss of a couple. That was Evan Williams. Williams actually the number 5 tackler last year in the WBL with 105 tackles, and he's off to a big night already. Second down now and 12 for the Bears. Ball inside at the 9-yard line.
Two receivers to the near side, one to the left, one setback. In the middle of the
Creek stands back there in the pistol look.
Creek takes a snap.
Belts will roll to his right along with Creek, and he'll throw it over everybody's head to Culler, and Culler has the catch outside the 20, and he'll fight his way all the way up to the 24-yard line before he gets knocked out of bounds. That'll be enough for a Bears first down.
So he was from the 9 all the way up to the 25.
16 big yard pickup on that one, Chris, and a first down for the Bears. Well, I'll tell you, once this offense gets going a little bit, I think it's going to be fun to watch. But again, a lot of new faces, a lot of young guys. Good news is they have most of them coming back next year again. So a team that will start this year young will have an opportunity to grow up together next year. This year, let's see if we can't work all the bugs out. Dive play again to Belts. He'll get about a yard outside the 25, maybe the 26-yard line.
Tackled by 46, Bryan Stoller.
Stoller makes the tackle. And the Bears, second down now and 9. Clock down under 3 minutes in the first quarter. And I'll tell you what, the one thing, Chris, that Coach Redhead told me the other day was that he might be the biggest quarterback coach in the NWOAL. Redhead is the quarterback coach. And the big fella was an offensive and defensive lineman as he was growing up, but he found a way to coach the little guys. It's amazing how those guys will do it. Toss, Culler, caught, cross the 30, close to the 34-yard line. And the one thing that
Oh, that's Cuba that
that's
caught that
Cuba
one.
that caught that 7 instead of 2. I'm going to have to get used to those 2s and 7s again here, aren't I, huh?
Yep, pickup of 7 on the play.
Third down and a short 2.
Third down and 2 for the Golden Bears at their own 34-yard line.
So far tonight we've seen Culler and Cuba do a pretty nice job of making things happen here early. Colt Arthur will split out to the visitor side on the top. Just inside him will be Armbruster. Bears still with that one single running back in the backfield, and I think the Van Wert Cougars might have helped us a little bit as they jump off sides on the hard count. And that offsides will give the Bears a first down as that ball will move out across the 35 to the 39-yard line. First down and 10 for the Bears, and Van Wert again kind of shooting themselves in the foot, Chris.
Yep. First and 10 at their own 39.
Damon Belts again, the lone running back. He'll set up just directly behind Blues Creek. Double stack on the right side, single wide receiver on the top as they go with a tight end. Let everybody come. Looks like they had a little screen pass going, and this one thrown back to Damon Belts in the middle of the field will be incomplete, and a late flag.
Number 44, Damon Belt.
It looked like basically a screen call as everybody in a white shirt got a big jump through that line of scrimmage. All of a sudden, Blues Creek had no place to throw. He was able to get rid of the ball, and I think they're going to call it.
We got ineligible.
There you go. Ineligible man downfield, I think, is what he's about to tell you. Yep.
His microphone cut out as we were trying to pick him up there. So.
Yep, I think he had it on and didn't realize it, and then he turned it off. That's, again, first night jitters. Ineligible downfield will move that football back inside the 35 to the 34-yard line.
10-yard penalty. That's their first offensive penalty of the game.
Ball now needs to go close to midfield here for a first down, as we're down to 1:23 to play here in this opening half. Colt Arthur spread out wide. Then he comes back in as the Bears have doubles on the top side and a single wide out along the sideline on the home side. Again, Damon Belt's the only running back, and he's right behind the quarterback. Creek rolls, and he's in trouble, and he's going to get knocked down for a big loss back around the 21-yard line.
Lost.
Making the stop for Van Wert, number 34, Gavin
13.
Ferkel.
Gavin Ferkel somehow got loose straight up the middle of the line of scrimmage, and before Blues Creek could actually get anything going and get set up in that pocket, Ferkel was right there to put Blues on his back. And the Bears now have second and forever as that ball cleared back inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line. It'll be second down now at about 26.
43 seconds to go in the first quarter.
The Bears offense has had its moments here early. Now they go back to a little more traditional look with a single setback and the trips on the home side and a single wide receiver to the top before anything gets going. The play clock runs down to double zeros.
Delay of game.
The Bears again will lose another 5 yards on the delay of game.
31 seconds to go here in the first quarter. The ball is back now at the Golden Bear 18.
I have to give you our sponsors at the end of the quarter when we come back as well.
Bears now with the second down. They need a play for about half of this maybe to get this thing reasonable. Creek will drop, and he'll throw long. He's going deep. He's got Jones. Caught it. Midfield, and he lost the football as he crossed the 50-yard line. Nice job to be able to get back there, but again, Ryan Stoller was able to react and then eventually knock that ball loose. Josh Jones had the ball right on his fingertips, and as he was trying to pull that one in, Stoller was able to knock it loose. It looked like Jones might have been able to pull it in and hit the ground, but as he was going down, the ball came loose before he got to the green grass here at Golden Bear Stadium, and the ball came out, and it will be third down now.
I think it was a great play by the
31.
defender to not let him have it. You know, they just fight for the ball in space, and that's what happens.
And, you know, I'll tell you what, they've talked about this Stoller kid, and so far he has been all over the place.
Yep.
Made a play right there that would have saved him a first down.
They're sending
Creek
that blitzer
again.
every time.
Going to toss it. He's got Jones on the sideline. He's got this one midfield and out of bounds into Van Wert territory. Somehow Josh Jones got behind Caleb Fetzer and was able to catch that ball on the 48-yard line, take a couple of steps into Van Wert Cougar territory for the first down, and the Bears
36-yard pickup.
get 36 when they need 33. And it's first down, Golden Bears. Down to 14 seconds to play here in the end of the first quarter.
First down for Bryan at the Van Wert 46-yard line.
Colt Arthur, part of a threesome of wide receivers up on that visitor side as they make a little diamond.
A dramatic third down conversion there for the Golden Bears.
Creek will call his own number as he'll go off right guard for a couple. We got a helmet loose on that field, and it looks like it's number Travis Beck's helmet, 74. Creek gets a couple. Hardman makes the tackle. Bears have the ball at about the 44-yard line, and that's going to run out the first quarter. So we'll take a timeout. After a quarter, nobody's been able to score here in Bryan on BMU TV.
We understand that at Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. They are some of the most caring, thoughtful, and dedicated people in our industry. In fact, our newest members are part of my family. When the time comes for your family to say goodbye, remember our family, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, in Bryan, Sherwood, West Unity, and Hamilton.
They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athlete. This is your chance to be part of the BHS sporting community. Talk to any board member today on how easy it is to join, or contact us at 419-636-4536.
Welcome back here to Golden Bear Stadium. The Bears again opening up the second quarter, and the handoff will go straight ahead
to Rittenhouse.
And Rittenhouse breaks a tackle or two, and he's close to the first down.
Tackled by 34.
Bears
Gavin
back
Purple.
to the little
He's going to be short
power
by about
look,
a yard.
as they've got their H-back on that left side, and the Bears were able to power off that left side of the line of scrimmage for about 9 yards. So it'll be third down now and 1 for the Bears. Rittenhouse stays in the backfield. Bears have 2 wings, top and bottom, and 2 wide receivers on either side. They'll hand to Rittenhouse again. Draw play on the right side, and he got close, but I think he's going to be a little bit short.
I think there's no gain on that.
Taken down by 17, Evan Williams.
I don't know. They marked it really close.
And they're going to say fourth down and a couple of inches for the Golden Bears.
Are they going to measure that?
Oh, they're going to. Well, I'll tell you, you would think you'd almost have to. You look where the sticks are. They're, again, the hash marks are not equal from the middle of the field to the sideline, but the sticks are right on the hash mark on the 36, and the nose of the ball from up here looks like it's pretty much right there, too. Bears quickly to the line of scrimmage. Again, doubles on the top and the bottom. They've got their H-back on the left side. They'll hand off to Rittenhouse again, and Rittenhouse is stoned at the line of scrimmage. He kept moving at those speeds, and I'm not sure, but he got it.
He got it. He picked it up. They're spotting it right at the 35.
Taken down by
Rittenhouse got hammered right at the line of scrimmage. Stoller, one of the first guys to make the contact, along with Gavin Cross, and Rittenhouse just kept those legs a churning. And before you knew it, he'd gotten to the 35-yard line, picked up the first down, and the Bears convert another fourth down. Gotta love the way that this team is playing. And, you know, Coach Redhouse said this is what his football team's going to be all about. They're going to knock you in the chops as much as they possibly can. Blues Creek rolls, throws across the middle. This one's going to be picked off. Smith got it at the 10, out to the 40. He's at midfield. He's into Bryan territory, up the sideline, at the 20, at the 10. Creek's the last guy he's got to beat, and he takes it to the house.
Wow. Intercepted by number 8, Colin Smith, and in for the Van Wert touchdown.
So Colin Smith, the quarterback,
65 yards.
Picked up a pass that got tipped a couple of times and ran it the length of the field along the right sideline for the touchdown, and just like that, as the Bears looked like they were driving, the turnover turns into 6 points for the Van Wert Cougars.
Wow.
That's something that Blues is going to have to learn.
Just went out too.
Something that Blues is going to have to worry just a little bit about as he goes, as we have the just under 10 minutes. Extra point by Gardner is up, and it's good.
Gardner's kick is up and good.
And with that, the Bears find themselves down 7-0 here on BMU TV.
Career. Or transfer your credits toward a bachelor's degree. Your future is knocking. What are you waiting for? Opportunities await at Northwest State Community College. Find out more at northweststate.edu.
Well, I accidentally broke both my femurs as a side effect of a medication I was taking. I just went to stand up out of a chair and my leg broke. They had to put in a titanium rod from my hip to my knees. I was flat on my back when I came here to Genesis.
Corbin Garza.
Back here at Bryan, the Bears shocked with that long interception for a touchdown, and now they'll receive the kick after Gavin Gardner extra point made it a 7-0 game. It'll be Corbin Garza back deep along with Sam Culler. Garza on the visitor's side, Culler on the home side. See if the Bears can find a little lightning here on this kick return. Just under 10 minutes to play in this football game. This will go to Garza. He'll field it on the 10. He's across the 15 to the 20. Still on his feet at the 23. Wrapped up right there up the 22-yard line, maybe the 23-yard line. And that's where the Bears will have the football.
Stopped on the play by number 7,
tough throw there.
And number 25,
Something the Blues is going to have to learn is not to try to force that ball into triple coverage, is what he had. And then it got tipped around a little bit. Smith just playing center fielder, scooped that ball up and was able to find a lot of green grass along that home sideline. Blues Creek, to his credit, tried to make the tackle down around the 10-yard line, but Smith able to step over to the top of him and into the end zone. And the score of the night right now, 7-0. As the visiting Cougars have the lead here early.
Let's take we got the timeout by the Bears, so let's send it down to our third member of the broadcast team, Chris Bryce, down in the bus. Chris, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Chris. It's we got a few scores for you. Right now we got Delta over.
The girls' tennis team is off to a nice start to their regular season. They are currently 10-0. They will be back in action tomorrow at Defiance College as they host a doubles tournament starting at 9 a.m.
And on the Thursday game, it was Defiance over Napoleon 20-14.
The golf team has already competed in several local
Thank you very much, Chris Bryce. And, you can check us out on Twitter at BryanSportsCom. And, of course, our website, BryanSports.com, has all the broadcast information. You can listen on YouTube this year.
Wow.
Excited about that.
We're everywhere here this year.
We're everywhere.
Ball game being brought to you tonight by the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Ford, Bryan Municipal Utilities, Genesis Healthcare, Bryan Center, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin Turbo, Funeral Home and Crematory, the Plaza Motel, Tompkinson BMW, and Whelan's Automotive. And right now the Bears fans went from being elated to being deflated on one big play as the handoff will go to the left side for a couple. That will be Damon Belts back in the game. Interesting to see this rotation here tonight, Chris, between Belts, Rittenhouse, and then we'll also expect to see David Rummel quite a bit. But they're banking on Rummel to play an awful lot of defense. He's their top linebacker. So anytime you can get mileage out of Rittenhouse, I would think tonight, and allow Rummel to sit on the sideline and not expend energy, probably the coach would be happy with that whole situation.
Absolutely.
3 receivers on the top side with a tight end.
Oh.
Mix up in the backfield has Belts running right into his quarterback. And Creek has to step a couple steps backwards and will be dropped for a loss of about 3. And at that point in time, I'm not sure who was in the wrong, but Belts ran right into Blues Creek. There was a collision in the backfield, and you knew there was troubles as soon as that play got started. It would be 3rd down now and 14 for the Bears. Jones again back in. He'll line up in the slot here on the home side. Colt Arthur will be right next to him. Single running back in the backfield again. Single receiver to the top. That's Color. Blues Creek will roll towards us and then lob the ball. He's got Jones all by himself. Midfield, 40, 30. Can he beat everybody in the end zone? 10, 5, touchdown, Golden Bears. This is going to be electric tonight.
Is complete.
Wow.
I do not know how Josh Jones has gotten that open that many times tonight, but every time you look at him, he's standing down along the sideline, the only jersey on the field, and Blues Creek was able to find him, and with that,
81 yards.
The extra point will be number 27.
Jones just put it in a higher gear and raced down that home sideline for the touchdown. And now he's got to catch his breath and go back in and kick that extra point. What an interesting situation.
Minute and 33. It was a 3-play drive.
Jones has this one through the uprights, and boy, that would have been good from about 45. That's what I've noticed about Josh Jones here in this offseason. He has really been able to kick that ball, so he's been working on that in the offseason. With that, 8:18 to play in the first half, and the Bears have locked it up at 7 here on BMU TV.
11 a.m. when
When
Napoleon.
you take your vehicle to a big box auto parts store, they want to sell you parts, which may not actually fix what's wrong with your vehicle. So instead of throwing money at the problem,
Okay, we'll bring it
guessing
back
what
after we
parts
look
to buy, and getting more and more frustrated by the day, Bring your family vehicle to the experts at Whelan's Auto Repair in Bryan.
We properly diagnose the problem and fix it the right way to get your family vehicle safely and securely back on the road. And we stand behind our work because your satisfaction is always guaranteed.
Whelan's Auto Repair on Page Street across from Amtrak in Bryan.
Back here at Bryan High School, and as appropriately as you said, Christopher, with the high school being built across the street, we can call it that nowadays. Yeah. Josh Jones will be kicking as the Bears tied things up. Well, it was a big interception for a touchdown that put 7 on the board for Van Wert, and then the big touchdown pass from Blues Creek
11,
to Josh Jones
number 21,
ties
Stephen
it all
Hartman.
back up. Back deep now, Jacob Kelly, number 11 on the home side. And on the other side is Ryan McCracken, I believe. I need to get him to turn just a little bit towards us. They're sitting back around the 7-yard line. Jones with a little kick, popped up down around the 25. It'll take him there at the 25. Oh, loose! Picked up by Van Wert and knocked out of bounds out around the 42-yard line. I'll tell you what, Jacob Kelly scooped that ball up. Stoller lost the football. It came loose.
By number 11.
And Kelly right there scooped it up, and if the Bears weren't on their toes, he would have been scampering down the sideline for a touchdown on his own. But instead, he picks up about 4 after the fumble, and the ball will be placed at the 41-yard line.
We haven't seen very much of Van Wert's offense. It was only a 3-minute drive the last time. So 3 minutes, and they only went, well, they drove pretty well.
Smith will bring him back out. He's got a touchdown tonight, but he got that on the defensive side of the ball, and he stands there with a single running back, and that's Tussing, and they'll hand it to him, and Tussing has room right up the middle of the field.
On the carry for
He's
Van
close
Wert,
to the
number
48-yard line
Tussing.
before the Bears knock him down. We'll give him about 6,
Taken
almost
down by
7.
7, Jacob Kuba.
Kuba with the tackle for the Bears.
And 21, Jacob
Giving him
Howard.
7.
Second down and a short 3 here for Van Wert. Van Wert now with the 3 wide receivers to the top. They've got their H-back on the backside of the left tackle, and they'll hand to Tussing, and he'll again find room right in the middle of the field. He'll be across midfield into Bryan territory, down around the 43-yard line. So that'll be a first down there for Van Wert, and it looks like now their thought is, let's go back to this pound and ground game.
Another 7-yard pickup for him. I think my math's correct.
I think you're doing pretty well over there, man.
Scary.
Yes, it is. Everything getting rolling here tonight, guys, so we're working out the rust on a Friday night. 7 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the opening half. This ball game's deadlocked at 7. Ball's on the ground. Bears are on top of it.
On the play.
Smith and Tussing couldn't decide who wanted the football. Smith eventually put it on the carpet, and the Bears come up off the ground with it. And I think that's Grant Hall that's the last guy coming off that field with the football.
On the recovery for Bryan, number 35.
Yeah, we're going to say 35, Clayton Farrell, the junior, scoops that one off. 66 and 35, both the final shirts to get up off that ground out there. I thought 66 had it, but Farrell had the football, so it's Bryan football on the turnover, and they'll have the ball at the 45-yard line with 7:12 to play here in this opening half. Belts again, the only running back in the backfield. Everybody's bunched up. Colors in lone receiver that's wide, and he's on the visitor side at the top of your screen. Creek looks, throws the little screen pass, and that one's almost picked off.
Creek's pass is incomplete.
Gavin Ferkel got a hand on it after it hit Belts in the hand and went over his head.
Gavin Ferkel.
Bears like to run that little bubble screen to the top and bubble screen to the bottom. Second down, no gain. Bears will need to get 10 for the first down. Clock stop with 7:06 to play here in this first half. If you just joined it, everything deadlocked at 7. Handoff, Damon Belts. He'll get a short pickup of about 3. As he gets knocked down, and I'll tell you, the guy that makes that tackle, Ryan Stoller. And Stoller has been a name that we have called several times already tonight.
Bears at their own 48-yard line.
We'll give him 3.5 maybe, so it'll be a short 7. But the Bears, if they want to keep things going, have to get down to the Van Wert 45. Perfect night. Great crowd on hand tonight there, Chris, for a Friday night. Bears again with an H-back on the visitor side, 2 wideouts, and a receiver in the slot. Creek looking to throw, and he's going to run out of time, and he's going to be knocked down for a big loss inside the 40-yard line as he couldn't find anybody wide open.
Number 21,
and the sack will take the Bears out of any hope there for going for it at 4th down, as they will lose about 9, and the ball will be placed just inside the 40-yard line. They'll have to kick this one away. Gutierrez will be dropping back deep. And he will be joined there by, we got a flag before the ball gets snapped, and I'm not sure exactly what happened here. Looks like the play clock was still had time. Nope, maybe not. When I looked down, there were 20 seconds on the play clock on the field, but maybe it got reset somehow. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. There's 11 white shirts out there right now. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11 purple shirts out there right now. So I'm not sure. Somebody must have snuck off there in the middle of everything.
Got his mic up if you'll turn it on.
There you go.
Nope.
Yeah, you're going to pick it up and say that's okay. Well, it's Friday night, first Friday night of the game on game nights, and I think everybody, we're having our rust, they're having their rust. Everybody's got to get a little less rusty here as the night goes on, huh? I think that's the way it's going to be. Stuller and Gutierrez back for the Van Wert Cougars. Josh Jones going to kick this thing away. Kicks it from about the 35. Nice high kick. Stuller will make the fair catch right at the 30-yard line there of the Bears, and it'll be first down and 10 for Van Wert.
Van Wert by number 46,
5:40 to play here in this opening half. We'll take a quick timeout here on BMU TV.
Every day, busy young executives travel the world.
Where do you punt that from?
In search of that next big deal. And when their plane lands, the first thing on their mind is a great place to stay. When it comes to Northwest Ohio, that's the Plaza Motel. They know the Plaza has the high-speed internet connection they need, all their favorite TV channels, and a great morning breakfast. Next time you touch down in Northwest Ohio, stop by and see why TripAdvisor travelers make the Plaza their place to recharge before they take off again.
On the carry,
Smith keeps the ball on the carry to open things up here, and he will work his way around for a couple of yards out to about the 33-yard line. As the Bears able to knock him down, I think Rummel there on the tackle for the Bears after a pickup of a couple.
That was Smith on the keeper, you said?
Smith on the keeper.
All right, I'm caught up now.
Slot on both sides now for Van Wert. Double receivers to the top. Smith will roll to his left and
nice
then
shovel
the pass back in the middle, and the Bears all over that one saying no go. Chance Taylor, first guy there on the spot, number 64, saw that one coming. It'll lose about a yard and set up a third down now at about 8.
Was that Stoller that had the ball?
46 is Stoller, and he's the guy that had the ball, and he had to run to the sideline because he's missing a helmet right now. So they will replace him. Tussing back in the backfield. Bad snap. Here comes the Bears. Screen pass to Kelly, and Kelly will be short as he gets across the 35 to about the 38-yard line. It'll set up a fourth down now and about 3.
Picked up about 4 on the play.
That little slot screen as they bring that slot receiver back into the middle of the field, and the Bears' interior lineman able to get some paws on Kelly and not let him go anywhere. They'll say it's fourth down and 2, and the Bears about ready to get the football back here as Corbin Garza drops back deep on the 20-yard line. Bears, I'm sure, worried about a fake. High snap. Bears blocked it. Falls loose at the 20. Bears fall on it at the 25-yard line. Nice job by the Golden Bears, David Rummel, to block that kick.
That was beautiful. He was all up in his wheelhouse, man.
Rummel came loose, and he was just standing there waiting for him to kick the ball. Knocked the ball down and then fell on it right at the 25-yard line, and Blues Creek will come out to negotiate a short field at the 25. 3:45 and counting here. Second quarter as the Bears will have the football back.
And Bryan in business at the Van Wert 25.
Color goes wide to the top of the screen. They've got a receiver in the slot.
By David Rummel.
Belts gets the handoff. He's got room left side. He's across the 20, still running at the 10, driving at the 5, down to the 2. Bears have the football at the 1-yard line.
Wow, to pick up 24 yards for Belts. He just took up and kept going, man.
23 yards.
What a drive by the Bears. Again, that's the thing that the Coach Redhead talks so much about. We're just going to keep punching you and punching you and punching you. And they're off to a good start here tonight. It'll be first down. They're going to say they're going to give him the 2-yard line. Bears with that power look with a double H-back. And they've got Rummel in at quarterback, and he'll take it, follow his line for the touchdown. I'll tell you, I watched that play be diagrammed and run and practiced so many times, Chris, and you'll really like this. Blues Creek always looks at the coach and says, why do I have to just flank out like that, Coach? Why can't I be the guy back here? And he just says, you're my quarterback. Stand over on the sideline over there. We're gonna let David Rummel take this one in with all the big nasties in the middle. And the play was successful, so I think Blues now gets a great understanding of why that happens that way as the Bears take a 13-7 lead. Extra point by Jones is good, and the Golden Bears have a 7-point spread with 3:19 to play here in the opening half, 14-7 on BMU TV.
You know, the Bryan Water Department has provided water service to the citizens of Bryan since 1892. And today we supply an average of 1.5 million gallons of safe drinking water every day.
For more Did You Know, find us on the web or like us on Facebook.
It's been said a million times, there's nothing in the world more important than family. We understand that at Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Our entire staff is like family to us. They are some of the most caring, thoughtful, and dedicated people in our industry. In fact, our newest members are part of my family. When the time comes for your family to say goodbye, remember our family, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, in Bryan, Sherwood, West Unity, and Hamilton.
Back here on BMU TV, Jim and Chris on a Friday night as the Bears have the lead with 3:19 to play in this first half. And they'll be kicking off to Kelly on the home side. On the other side, Keegan Hardman. Both young men planted back there at about the 6-yard line. Let's see if Josh Jones will kick this one deep or kick it short. Again, another short one. And it's, again, going to Stoller. And Stoller will receive it at the 30. He's still on his feet at the 35, out across the 36 to the 37-yard line. And the Bears, I guess, have decided that they're not going to kick it to the speedsters who are on the backside. Kelly, one of the guys that was on their state track team. They've had some very good track teams down in Van Wert the last couple of years, Chris, and he's one of their speed guys. So I think Coach tonight has decided that we're going to keep the speed in tow here this evening.
Absolutely. You know, hey, you give up a little bit of time, your defense, or a little bit of yardage, but your defense comes out and hopefully stops them. So
halftime, we'll get a chance to talk to Chris Bryce a little bit about what's going on around the area score-wise. Right now, Van Wert has the football, and they'll spread doubles to the top and the bottom, and a single running back in that backfield. And they will hand that to Tussing, and Tussing just barely gets back to the line of scrimmage as the Bears right there knocking him down as Chance Taylor. In fact, they're going to say he lost about a half a yard. It'll be second down now and a long 10.
Well, it was like a delay almost, but the only thing that delayed was the inevitable tackle by the Bears.
Exactly. Taylor playing with that cast on his hand down here on this left end spot. Royster on the top side on the right end spot. So far, they've done a nice job, and we have a whistle and flags everywhere before this one gets started.
It'll be a false start.
Go against Van Wert. And they were very anxious. That must have been a big pass because their wide receivers took off about a half count early. and were working their way up the field as the Hankies were hitting the carpet here.
That's their first offensive penalty for Van Wert.
Wow. Been a pretty good ball game for an opening game of the season so far, Chris.
Yep, it has.
Everybody obviously starting to get themselves together on this Friday night. Smith will throw the screen pass out to his flanker, and I believe that is 21 Keegan Hardman, and Hardman will get out across the 40 to about the 45-yard line.
Pick up a
and it'll
13.
set up third down now in a couple.
Pick up a 13, is that right?
That would be about right. Third down and 2. 2:12 to play in the opening half. Van Wert right at the line of scrimmage and ready. They've got trips on the home side and a single receiver on the top. Running back in the backfield from the pistol.
Oh, he went right
Smith
past him.
fakes Tussing, and he'll get around that left corner. He's got the room. He's inside the 30 and out of bounds, and I think they're going to get a horse collar on the Bears, and that's kind of a tough one right there.
Yeah, he got him by the jersey.
He ripped a hold of that jersey, but I think they're going to call him for the horse collar because he got him from behind. Smith awfully quick when he fakes that ball into Tussing's belly, and then he bootlegs around that left end. He was up that left sideline before the Bears really knew what was going on, and I think the only thing that was really left to happen out there, I believe it was Jake Kuba that might have gotten called, or possibly Jacob Garza, one of those guys up on the top. They grabbed the jersey, and when they ended up, they're going to call face mask. So that's better.
But it's a personal foul, though.
Same thing. Yep, same thing. He kind of got that jersey, and he got it from the back, and that's what I was looking at. But instead, they said on the front side of that, he had a hold of that face mask. So that'll cost the Bears an extra 15 yards and walk that ball inside the 15 to the 14-yard line with 1:54 to play here in this opening half. Triples here on the home side. Single receiver to the top. Tussing the only running back in the backfield, and they will hand it to Tussing, and he has room right up the left side of that line for a couple down to the 10.
It'd be pretty good if they could hold him right here.
Tussing gets about 4. Clock moving, as they said. Van Wert with all their timeouts yet. You'll see when they decide to start to use them, and I think maybe they're going to use this one right here. Nope, they're not. They're just going to wag this in. Doubles to the top, doubles to the bottom. Tussing to the right of the quarterback, Smith in the backfield. Man comes in motion. They'll pitch it to the man in motion, and he'll get knocked down in the backfield for a loss of a couple. Again, they like to use number 46 Stoller a lot. Stoller was in a slot on the left-hand side. He came in motion, and they pitched it to him as he passed across Smith's shoulder. And with that, there will be the first timeout taken in the first half with $1:02 left to go in this opening half. We'll take it with them. 14-7, Bears up on top here on BMU TV. Back here, man, as we talk things over on this first night, as we work things out. So because the Bryan Ford commercial is nothing but music here on the radio, I guess maybe we need to tell you a lot of good things going on at Bryan Ford right now, and Chip will get that changed for the TV side of it. But anybody out there wondering why there's 30 seconds of dead air, it looks real good on TV.
Just music.
It doesn't do real well for radio, and that's exactly what that is. 1:02 to play here in the opening half. Third down now and about 7 as the ball will be spotted on the 11-yard line. And Van Wert will have the football with an opportunity here to try to put some points on the board. And an interesting choice if the Bears can stuff them right here. Stoller goes out to the right in the slot. Brown will be the wide receiver on that same side. Up on the top, it's Gutierrez in the slot. And on the top side wide out is Keegan Hardman. Tussing will be the running back in the backfield as we get everything adjusted and ready to go. When we get started here, there will be 1:08 now as they add 6 seconds to the game clock. And Smith now in that pistol look. Game clock went up to 1:08. as we're back in action right now. Snap goes. Fake to Tussing. Smith keeps it. He'll have some room off the left side. In fact, he's inside the 5. He'll have enough for the first down as he falls inside the 3 at the 2.
Wow. That was a high snap, too. He was able to pull it down pretty easily.
I have been extremely impressed by Colin Smith here tonight.
Absolutely.
Have you not had the same look?
Yep. I mean, he's got 48 yards rushing, 28 yards passing.
First down and goal. They'll give the ball to Tussing, and Tussing will be in. Thought he was going to be a little short, but he's able to stretch that ball just across the end line. And it's a 14-13 game with 47 ticks left in this first half. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Colin Smith reminds you an awful lot of Austin Schindler when he gets out in the open field. He is a big, solid guy that can make things happen with those legs. Gardner for the extra point. Gardner hit 23 of 26 last year. Let's see if he can miss one of two here tonight. Snap is good, spot is good, kick is good. So we've got a deadlock score at 14 here with 47 seconds left to go here in this first half as we take a timeout on BMU TV.
They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athlete, this is your chance to be part of the BHS sporting community. Talk to any board member today on how easy it is to join, or contact us at 419-636-4536.
And we're back at Golden Bear Stadium. Touchdown by Van Wert, the last thing that happened.
47 seconds left as the Bears have the opportunity right now, and they'll send Color back deep along with Garza.
Or contact
Garza
us
on the visitor side, back at the goal line. Color at the goal line on the home side. Gardner's shown that he's got plenty of leg to get it out of the end zone, and he kicks this one a little bit short. Garza will come up and field it at the 10, looking for a block as he heads up the right hash mark. Now cuts to the sideline. He's across the 25, still on his feet at the 28. Finally knocked down at about the 29-yard line. So the Bears will have 38 seconds here in this first half. All their timeout. They used one a little bit earlier.
Yep, they used one a little bit earlier.
Be interesting right now to see. Time we'll go around and let Big Chris make his name for himself at halftime. We're going to see whether we can make a start, big fella here tonight. What do you think, huh?
Let's try it.
It's
hard to replace Zach, and he's listening tonight, by the way.
Chris Bryce filling in for Zach Hazlett. Maybe we'll have a battle royale one of these nights. Let these two duke it out. Trips to the bottom for the Bears. They're going to throw it. Creek rolls to his left, and he'll let it fly. It's deep. Thrown into coverage. Oh!
Right off the fingertips.
Good job by Jacob Kelly to come over and knock it down. Jake Kuba was going up for the ball. Kuba and Kelly got to it about the same time. Kuba got both hands on it, but Kelly able to knock it out of his hands into Van Wert territory at about the 40-yard line. That moves it down to 30 seconds, and the Bears with second down now and 10. The one thing that has been surprising to me so far tonight, Chris, is the ability to throw the ball deep against these guys.
Yep. If you're giving him time, Creek is doing a very nice job, but the parts he hasn't had time is when he's run into trouble.
That's exactly it. Bears gave him plenty of time that time.
He's 6 for 12 and one interception, and the interception was the deadly one.
Went for the touchdown. 3 down linemen with a blitzer, and Creek now is running. He'll turn, spins in the middle of the field, and then runs to the right sideline, throws
There's
it.
Flag, too.
Out of bounds, but intercepted out of bounds, and we do have a flag in the backfield.
Might be a block in the back.
Creek went out, and he found his spot to the right side. Then he did a 360, moved it back to the middle of the field, saw Van Wert players coming at him, spun one more time, and headed towards that right sideline, and I think that's where the holding or the block in the back came from.
I think it's going to be a hold on Bryan.
Holding will go against the Bears. Not blocking the back, you're right, Chris. That'll march this thing all the way back to the 10-yard line. And with 19 seconds left to go in the first half, and a 2nd down and 10. You'd almost bet that maybe the Bears are ready to take a knee here and end this thing.
How many yards was that?
Now they're going to march it all the way back to the 5.
And the original line of scrimmage?
March it from the spot of the foul, so the original line of scrimmage was what, out around the 30.
Yeah, so it's like a 25, effectively a 25-yard penalty.
Yeah. Creek now stands right at the goal line with Belts to his right in this pistol. Doubles on both sides, 2 H-backs on either side, and they'll hand the ball to Belts. He'll sweep left, and he looks like he's working some clock as he gets out to the 10-yard line, goes down at about the 10 and a half. And both sides, well, Van Wert, I believe, called the timeout. They're pointing at the clock and wanting to see a few more seconds on that clock. Bears have the ball out of the 10.
Timeout, Van Wert.
It'll be 3rd down now for the Bears on a whole bunch.
Yep.
And I'm sure that what Van Wert's hoping to do is get the Bears to run one more play and at least have a punt return before this opening half comes to an end.
Well, does Van Wert, I guess, still has 1 timeout.
They'll have 1 timeout left, yep. So they'll have the ability here one more time to stop that clock on 3rd down.
Yeah.
Yep. They're going to put 2 more seconds up on the game clock, make it 11 instead of 9. And the Bears will have an opportunity right now to try to run this clock out. That's what they were trying to do with the last one. Damon Belts took the ball in the backfield and just kind of slow motioned his way around that left end.
Yep.
Behind his backs, behind his offensive line, trying to run as much clock as he possibly could. And he got almost 10 seconds run off that clock before he went down and the time was called.
I'll tell you what, I'm unconventional because I'd let Blues Creek just chuck it down as far as he could just to get it out of the way, you know?
Fake the ball into Belts' hands and toss one to Josh Jones, who's been wide open all night long. What do you think? Score one with 11 seconds left to go. This time, Creek will keep it. He's got room along that left sideline, and he's out across the 20 to the 22-yard line.
17,
He'll be knocked down with about 3 seconds to go, and Van Wert will stop the clock with somewhere
Taken
between
down
3
on
or
the play
4.
by 46 Ryan Steller.
3 or 4 seconds to go in the half. 2.9 on the game clock, but I think they'll probably add an extra second or so.
He picked up picked up 12 yards on that one.
Picked up 12 yards, ran the clock all the way down to 2.9 seconds. And now you're going to have an interesting call if you're the Bears. I would think if I'm the Bears at this point in time, I'm going to take the ball in Josh Jones' hand and let him just run around in that backfield for a little bit, run that 3 seconds out, and not really even risk any kind of kick here at this point in time.
It'll be interesting to see if they put time on the clock because I know the coaches aren't happy about it. I seem to remember my first game being issues with Van Wert and the clock.
Yeah, it gets a little loud when the Van Wert's involved in this whole thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was us last time, though.
It was us last time. I would agree. But you might be able to hear the yelling coming from the coach's box on the left side. They would like to see a couple more seconds put on that clock. The game clock stands at 2.9 seconds right now.
I think when he called the timeout, it was over 3, but it wasn't over 4.
Stoller will drop back deep along with Gutierrez, and if I'm the coach, I don't even think I'm going to kick this one, but he is. He'll kick a nice, high, short kick. Stoller will hit in front of him, and then it will bounce out of bounds, and that will end what has been a pretty darn good first half of football here for the opening night of the football season. Bears and the Cougars play to a 14-all tie here at the half. We'll be back with some halftime festivities right after this time out on BMU TV.
It's been said a million times, there's nothing in the world more important than family. We understand that at Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Our entire staff is like family to us. They are some of the most caring, thoughtful, and dedicated people in our industry. In fact, our newest members are part of my family. When the time comes for your family to say goodbye, remember our family, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory in Bryan, Sherwood, West Unity, and Hamilton.
They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athlete, this is your chance to be part of the BHS sporting community. Talk to any board member today on how easy it is to join, or contact us at 419-636-4536.
Looking for career opportunities? They're closer than you think. Northwest State has more than 70 degree and certificate programs, so you can start on the path to a rewarding career or take your existing skills to a whole new level. Your future is knocking. What are you waiting for? Opportunities await at Northwest State Community College. Find out more at northweststate.edu.
Halftime at Golden Bears Stadium. It is 14-all as the Van Wert Band is on the field. Chris Malega, Jim Funderburg. Let's run down some statistics here. Overall stats, team stats, first downs, Bryan with 6, Van Wert somewhere in that range. I messed that one up. Rushes, Bryan 20 rushes for 47 yards, Van Wert 12 for 65 yards. For Bryan, Creek is 6 for 12 for 171 yards. Let's see, for the Van Wert Cougars, Smith is 5 for 7 for 28 yards. One interception for Bryan, but was a costly one, led to a touchdown. Bryan has run 32 offensive plays to Van Wert's 19. 178 total yards for Bryan, 88 total yards for Van Wert. And that's the tally. All the points scored in the second quarter, which is kind of interesting. Let's take a look at some offensive stats. First for Bryan. On the ground, rushing, it is Damon Belts with 44 yards rushing on 10 carries. Rummel with 2 yards. And then that was the touchdown run for 2 yards after the big pass play. Rittenhouse with 3 carries for 8 yards. And Creek 6 carries for -7. He's got 3 sacks factored in there. His long run was 12. Passing, Creek has thrown the ball, 6 times, or 12 times, completed 6 of them. 5 incompletions, 1 interception, and again, the interception, the costly one. He has thrown for 171 total yards on 12 attempts. In the passing yardage, 171 total receiving yards. Jones, the biggest one of those, he has 115 yards, and basically was 2 catches, 36 and 81. Belts has 1 reception for 33 yards. Culler 1 for 16. Kuba 1 for 7 yards. That makes 171 total receiving yards. Penalties. Bryan was penalized offensively by a tally of 50. And let's take a look now at Van Wert's total offense. Total yards rushing. Smith is your leading rusher. He has 48 total yards. His long is 26 on 5 carries. Tussing 19 total yards on 6 carries. So total of 65 rushing yards on 12 carries. Passing, Smith, he is playing well. He is 5 for 7, and he has a total of 28 yards. His long, he has 2 passes of 13 apiece, and 5 completions. Receiving, leading receiver is Gutierrez, who has 1 catch for 13 yards. Hardman, 2 catches for 12. Kelly, 1 catch for 4. They were penalized for 5 yards the first time along. Let's take a look at our sponsors. Want to thank all of them. Tonight's game being brought to you by the Bryan Athletic Boosters, always backing our athletes. Good Luck Bears all season long. By Bryan Ford Lincoln, just down the road from High Prices. By Bryan Municipal Utilities, your local cable and high-speed internet provider. By the Genesis Healthcare Bryan Center. We are your friends. We are your family. We are your neighbors at Genesis Healthcare Bryan Center. By Northwest State Community College, helping you take that next step to a new job or a new career. Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, all types of service for all types of people. By the Plaza Motel, your home away from home. And don't forget to like us on Facebook. Tompkinson BMW, home of the ultimate driving machine. And Wheelan's Automotive, dealership quality at aftermarket pricing. There you have it. The sponsors bringing you tonight's game here on BMU.
I'll tell you what, Chris, this has been, I think, a better game than what I expected coming in tonight. Van Wert brought a real high-powered senior-laden football team into Bryan this evening. We're bringing a sophomore and junior-laden football team into this ball game tonight, and I think we've accounted for ourselves pretty well so far here early on in the ball game. In fact, you take away the big pick six, and it's a 14-7 ball game for the very young Golden Bears here at halftime instead of 14 all. So it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out in the second half. It'll be interesting to see how the adjustments are made. Coach Redhead did say that. That's the one thing, you know. Here's where he earns his money at halftime when he's in there with his coaches and they're working things out. And the one thing that we didn't mention in the pregame show, we talked about all the folks that were lost, but this coaching staff pretty much intact.
Absolutely.
And that's always a good thing when you can bring all these guys back into this Friday night with you, when you bring your Warriors with it. And tonight, you know, you've got John Miner, Dick Kuzma, Tom Goodrich, Robbie Lakes, Dan Slagle, Justin Garza, and Matt Smith. All of them, 6 out of the 7 of them were with him last year with Kevin Klein. And basically they moved Smith, I think, up from the JV side or the junior high side. So good to have something like that going on, too. Halftime, we're going to get to the Bears band here right after this time out on BMU TV.
Just like Bryan, Ohio is home to the ultimate football machine, Tompkinson BMW, located less than an hour away from us in Fort Wayne, Indiana, is the home of the ultimate driving machine, BMW. All teams have to rebuild, and right now Tompkinson is rebuilding their entire new car showroom to make sure all of our guests have a world-class facility to match the award-winning customer service we offer to all of our new and used car customers. Whether it's a brand new BMW, certified pre-owned, or any of the huge selection of new and used cars, trucks, and vans, we promise to give you the same dedication to a great buying experience that the Golden Bears give you every Friday night. With a very convenient location in the 1469 Auto Mall, be sure and stop by to see how easy and fun Tompkinson can make each and every purchase. Call today and speak with our great staff of certified client advisors and schedule a time to test drive any of the fine products we have to offer. The direct phone line is 260-436-9000 or shop online at tompkinsonbmw.com.
Here is the Bryan Marching Band performing an arrangement of Modest Mussorgsky's Night on Bald Mountain.
Get all the bugs worked out and then sell it. Is he getting audio from someplace else there?
Our second chart has been remixed released in September of 1969. The writer claims the inspiration for the piece was Caroline Kennedy, daughter of the late John F. Kennedy. It's featured at sporting events from baseball in Boston to football in Pittsburgh and rugby in Hong Kong. It's been covered numerous times and featured in numerous places. Here is Neil Diamond's Sweet Caroline.
I'm hoping this part's right. So I'm hoping these drive summaries are right. You know what I mean? First one was first drive we turned it over on downs or punt it.
We close our show with a song about living in the moment. Released on September 10, 2014, it has an 80s throwback feel. Hints of pieces by Pat Benatar, Rick Springfield, and the Cars drove it to #1 on Billboard's alternative chart. Oh, don't you dare look back. Our discotheque Juliet. This is the Bryan High School Marching Band playing Walk the Moons. Shut up and dance. The Bryan High School Marching Band is under the direction of Mr. Richard Will. Staff assistants are Ben Camarillo and Larry Schaefer, with Senior Field Commander Mackenzie Siller and Junior Field Commander Chella Vargas. The Marching Band would like to compliment the Van Wert Marching Band on the performance this evening. They thank everyone for their applause, wish you a safe drive home and a good weekend. Good night, and go Bears!
All right, Chris will run a couple here. Yes.
Is a great place to stay. When it comes to Northwest Ohio, that's the Plaza Motel. They know the Plaza has the high-speed internet connection they need, all their favorite TV channels, and a great morning breakfast. Next time you touch down in Northwest Ohio, stop by and see why TripAdvisor travelers make the Plaza their place to recharge before they take off again.
Did you know the Bryan Water Department has provided water service to the citizens of Bryan since 1892? And today we